What's up, Bomber Nation? Time for your math lesson today. And today you're going to be continuing to learn about square root functions like we did yesterday. I think this will go pretty short. I don't think this will take too long today. This will be shorter than yesterday's lesson. Make sure that you're checking your grade book. Make sure that you know, look for math, look at the grade book, that you're keeping up on all your assignments. We've been on about 2 weeks, week and a half to 2 weeks of distance learning now. So be nice to keep up and not fall behind. Okay. When you work on IXL, you got to make sure that you're logged in. So look up here, it's got my name, right? Welcome, Dan Myers. If you're not logged in, it won't save your work and nothing gets sent to me. So you're basically not getting any credit for doing it unless you have it logged in. So make sure you do that. Okay, today the skills that we're going to do are FF1 and FF2 in the Algebra 1. So I'm already on FF1. We'll do a couple examples of this and then we'll move on to FF2. FF1, use the following function rule to find f of 139. What that means, guys, is that this f is just the name of the function, right? And the 139 means the number you put in for x. So we're putting in for x right here, we're going to put 139. So this one is going to be 2 times the square root of 188 minus 139. I think that makes 49, right? 2 times the square root of 49. And remember, for this unit, even though we know there's 2 square roots of 49, there's positive 7 and negative 7, you only need to use the positive square root for these. So that's 2 times 7, should be 14. Let's try it. 14, submit, there we go. And remember, today we're going to work for a SMART score of 50 points. Let's try another one here. This one says to do f of 25. So we're substituting a 25 in for x and into the equation named f. So 4 plus 7 times the square root of 25. Just make sure you're always solving following order of operations. And this square root symbol acts like a parentheses. So if there was math to do under the square root symbol, let's say you had a 30 plus 6 under there, we would solve that before doing the square root. It acts just like it's a parentheses. So on this one, this is multiplication. We need to do the square root. The square root of 25 is 5. So this is just 7 times 5 here. And addition, or the multiplication has to come before addition here. So this is 35. 35, 4 plus 35. This should be 39. Let's try it. 39. Submit. There we go. Okay, so FF1, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I'm going to move on to FF2 now. There we go. FF2 is on domain and range, looking at the graphs. So let me click on that, if it lets me. Really slow. All right. FF2. All right, so this first question is asking about the domain. Remember, guys, that domain means the numbers you can put in. And when we put in numbers, that's the x. So you're going to want to look on the x-axis here, on this line, for the domain of this. And basically, you look at where is it graphed for what values of x do we have this graph. So it looks like on this graph, there's nothing graphed over here. The graph starts at 0 and then increases like that. So it's basically on our x number line, numbers that are greater than or equal to 0. And the arrow indicates that it would keep going forever. So that means that the domain of this one is x is greater than or equal to 0. Let's see if that's one of the choices. This is multiple choice. So greater than or equal to 0. So these brackets outside of it, this is just called set notation. We didn't spend a lot of time talking about that, but really that means that they're hard to draw. The set of all x's, and this symbol just means you say it as such that the set of all x's such that the x's are greater than or equal to 0, and then you close the set notation. I usually just have you guys answer with that thing there. We don't worry too much about that other notation. It doesn't really do much. You might work more with that in some of your other classes later on in high school. All right, so x is greater than or equal to 0, and we submit that. And there we go. All right, let me erase that. Let's try a range one. Now, range is now the y values. So when you do the range, now you're looking on the y-axis, not on the x-axis, looking at the y-axis. What numbers are coming out of this? And so if you can just tell by the graph that this starts at 0 and then increases, right? It starts at 0 and then goes up like that. This is going to be y is greater than or equal to 0. Another way to think of this is if you actually had this table of values, it passes through 0, 0, and this point is 1, 1, and this point is 4, 2. These numbers right here, the y numbers, that's your range. And we can see that this is increasing, starting at 0 and increasing. So y is greater than or equal to 0. Let's put that in. And there it is. Good. And I think you guys should be pretty good on this. Really straightforward, like I said today. Go ahead, if you guys remember, if you ever have any questions, just send me an email and let me know. I can Zoom connect with you and talk you through some of these problems. And all right, have a good day.